My wife thought I was finished when I went quiet and detached. I used isolation to grow financially, sharpen execution, reclaim authority, and return powerful enough to make her doubt every choice she celebrated earlier. You don't even care anymore, do you? She was standing in the kitchen doorway, arms crossed, waiting for me to react. I didn't. I just kept packing my lunch for the next day, same routine I'd been doing for 3 weeks straight. See? This right here is exactly what I'm talking about. Her voice had that edge to it, the one that used to make me scramble to fix things. Not anymore. I sealed the container, placed it in the fridge, and walked past her without a word. So that's it. You're just going to ignore me now. I could lose everything here. 8 years of marriage, a home we bought together, the life we'd built. But I'd already lost something more important. Respect. Hers, and worse, my own. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. I'm 34, married for 8 years, and for the last 2, I'd been shrinking. We live in a decent suburb outside Portland, both of us working professionals. Or at least, we were supposed to be equals. The bedroom door clicked shut behind me. I heard her footsteps pause outside, then retreat down the hallway. My phone buzzed. Typical. Run away like always. I set the phone face down on the nightstand. The next morning, I left before she woke up. I'd been doing that too. 6 a.m., out the door, gym first, then the office by 7:30. She used to complain I wasn't spending enough time at home. Now she complained I wasn't engaging when I was there. I couldn't win, so I stopped playing. Dude, you look different, my colleague Trevor said, watching me knock out my 3rd set of emails before 9. Different how? I don't know. Focused. Less distracted. He wasn't wrong. For years, I'd been half present everywhere, worrying about her mood at work, checking my phone constantly, making sure I wasn't doing anything that might set off another argument. It was exhausting. 3 weeks ago, something broke. Not in a dramatic explosion, just a quiet snap, like a cable pulled too tight for too long. We'd been arguing about my promotion. I'd been offered a senior position, more responsibility, better pay, but longer hours for the first 6 months. You're never home as it is, she'd said. This could set us up better financially. Oh, so now money is more important than our marriage? That line. I'd heard variations of it 100 times. Every ambition, every goal, every attempt to build something better got filtered through that same lens. I was always choosing something over us. I'm taking the position, I'd said. Of course you are. You always do what you want. I'd looked at her then, really looked. When had I last done what I wanted? I couldn't remember. Every decision for years had been negotiated, compromised, adjusted to keep the peace. And I was still the villain. Yeah, I'd said. I guess I do. Her face had gone red. She'd expected me to argue, to defend myself, to prove I wasn't selfish. Instead, I'd gone to bed. The next day, I started my new routine. Gym, work, home late, minimal conversation, sleep. Repeat. She tried everything that first week. Anger. You're being childish. Guilt. I can't believe you're treating me like this. Manipulation. Is there someone else? Is that what this is? I gave her nothing. No anger, no explanations, no reassurances. Just polite distance. I'm going to be late tonight. Client meeting. Whatever. Do you need anything from the store? No. It drove her crazy. Week 2, she shifted tactics. Suddenly she was interested in my day, asking about work, suggesting we watch a movie together. I'd agree, sit through it, then go to bed. No cuddling, no deep conversations, no vulnerability. She couldn't access me anymore. The parts of me she'd taken for granted, the emotional availability, the need for her approval, I'd locked them away. You've changed, she said one night. Yeah. That's all you have to say? What do you want me to say? She'd stared at me like I was a stranger. I want you to talk to me. I want to know what's going on with you. I'm fine. Work's good. Gym's good. Everything's fine. You're not fine. You're completely shut down. I'd shrugged. That shrug had made her angrier than any argument we'd ever had. Week 3, I noticed her checking my phone. I'd left it unlocked on purpose. Nothing to hide, nothing to find. Just work emails, gym tracking apps, and a few messages with Trevor about a project. She'd looked disappointed. She wanted evidence of an affair, something concrete to explain the change. The truth was simpler and somehow worse. I'd just stopped caring about her opinion of me. Friday night, she dressed up, made dinner, opened wine. I thought we could have a nice evening, she'd said. Sure. I'd eaten, complimented the food, helped clean up. Then I'd gone to the garage to work on reorganizing my tools. She'd followed me out. What is wrong with you? Nothing's wrong. You're acting like a robot. Like I'm just a roommate. Isn't that what you wanted? Less conflict. I wanted you to communicate, not disappear. I'd set down the wrench I was holding. I communicated for years. It never mattered. That's not fair. Probably not. I'd gone back to organizing. She'd stood there for another minute, then left. I'd heard her crying in the bedroom later. Part of me felt bad. The rest of me felt nothing. The shutdown wasn't strategic at first. It was survival. I'd reached a point where engaging meant losing, so I'd stopped engaging. But something unexpected happened in that space. Without the constant drain of managing her emotions, explaining myself, defending my choices, I had energy again. Clarity. I started using my lunch breaks to read. Not fiction, books on negotiation, leadership, investment strategies. I'd let my professional development slide for years, always too tired from the emotional labor at home. Now I was hungry for it. The promotion came with new responsibilities, and I attacked them. Trevor noticed. You're making the rest of us look bad, he'd joked. But the boss noticed too. I'm impressed with your turnaround, he'd said in our one-on-one. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. I'd landed 2 major clients in 3 weeks. My commission check was going to be substantial. I opened a separate bank account. Not to hide money, just to keep it separate. I was building something now, and I needed to protect it. At home, she'd moved from confusion to resentment. You think you're so much better now, don't you? No. You walk around here like you're above it all. Like I'm beneath you. I don't think that. Then what? What is this? I'd considered telling her the truth. That I'd spent years drowning, and I'd finally found the surface. That every time I'd tried to grow, she'd cut me down. That I'd become small and resentful, and I was done being that person. But I didn't. Because it wouldn't matter. She'd twist it, make herself the victim, and we'd be right back in the cycle. So I said nothing. This is emotional abuse, she'd said. The silent treatment is a form of abuse. I'm not giving you the silent treatment. I answer when you ask me things. Barely. You give me nothing. What do you want from me? I want my husband back. Which version? The one who apologized for everything? The one who made himself smaller so you could feel bigger? Her mouth had opened, then closed. Direct hit. That's not fair, she'd whispered. You keep saying that. I'd walked away. Month 2 of the new routine, things crystallized. I'd lost 15 pounds. All of it fat I'd been carrying from stress and poor habits. My performance review was glowing. I'd been approached about another opportunity, even better than my current role. The separate account had grown. I was sleeping better than I had in years. At home, we were polite strangers. She'd stopped trying to provoke reactions. Instead, she'd gotten quiet too. I'd catch her watching me sometimes, like she was trying to figure out a puzzle. One night, her sister visited. I'd stayed in the garage, but I could hear them through the door. He's completely different, my wife said. Different how? Cold. Distant. He used to need me, you know? Now it's like I'm optional. Maybe he's depressed. No, that's the thing. He seems fine. Better than fine. He's thriving at work. He looks great. He's just not here. Not with me. Have you tried talking to him? He won't talk. Not really. He's polite. He's civil, but there's nothing beneath it. Maybe that's his way of checking out before he leaves. Silence. You think he's going to leave? I don't know. But this doesn't sound like a man fighting for his marriage. More silence. I don't know what I did wrong. That line stuck with me. Because it was genuine. She really didn't know. That was the tragedy of it. She'd spent years treating my needs as inconvenient, my ambitions as selfish, my boundaries as attacks. And she'd never seen it. In her mind, she was the reasonable one. I was just difficult. The next morning, she was at the kitchen table when I came down for my pre-gym coffee. We need to talk. Okay. I sat down. She looked nervous. I think we should go to counseling. All right. She'd blinked. All right. That's it. You want to go to counseling? We can go to counseling. You're not going to argue? Say it's a waste of time. Why would I say that? Because, I don't know. I expected resistance. I'm not resistant to counseling. She'd search my face for something. Whatever she was looking for, she didn't find it. Okay. I'll find someone. Sure. I'd finished my coffee and left for the gym. The counselor was a woman in her 50s named Dr. Patricia Reeves. First session was just her getting background. My wife did most of the talking. I answered questions when asked. He's completely shut down, my wife said. He won't engage with me emotionally at all. Is that true? Dr. Reeves asked me. I engage. I'm polite. I answer questions. I contribute to household responsibilities. But emotionally? I'm protecting myself. My wife's head had snapped toward me. It was the most honest thing I'd said in weeks. Protecting yourself from what? Dr. Reeves asked. From getting smaller. Can you elaborate? I'd paused, considering. For years, every time I wanted to grow, pursue something, set a boundary, it became a problem. I was selfish. I was choosing other things over the marriage. I was making her feel bad. So I'd shrink back down, make myself smaller. And I was miserable. That's not fair, my wife started. Dr. Reeves held up a hand. Let him finish. I don't blame her for all of it. I allowed it. I chose peace over growth. But I can't do it anymore. So I stopped engaging with the dynamic entirely. By shutting down. By protecting my energy and focusing on things I can control. My wife was crying now. So you've just given up on us? Have I? I'd looked at her directly. I'm here. I'm in counseling. I'm still sleeping in our bed, still maintaining our home, still showing up. I haven't left. What I've stopped doing is shrinking myself to manage your emotions. You've stopped loving me. The words hung in the air. Dr. Reeves watched me carefully. I don't know, I'd said honestly. I don't know what I feel anymore. That session had ended heavy. In the car, neither of us spoke. At home, she'd gone straight to the bedroom. I'd gone to the garage. Around midnight, she'd come out. Do you want a divorce? I'd looked up from the workbench. Do you? I asked you first. I don't know. I know I can't go back to how things were. And I can't live with this version of you. Then maybe we have our answer. She'd flinched like I'd hit her. Just like that? 8 years and you're done. I've been done. I've been done for a while. I just didn't know it. When? When did you decide? The night we fought about my promotion. When I realized that no matter what I did, it would never be right. I'd always be choosing wrong in your eyes. That's not true, isn't it? Name one major decision I've made in the last 5 years that you supported without guilt tripping me first. She'd opened her mouth, then closed it. That's what I thought. You're being cruel. I'm being honest. For the first time in years, I'm being completely honest. She'd started crying again. I don't want to lose you. You already did. You just didn't notice. I'd gone back to work on the piece in front of me. She'd stood there for another moment, then left. The next few weeks were strange. We were in limbo, not separated, not together, just existing in the same space. She'd stopped pushing for connection. I'd maintained my routine. Work was thriving. The new opportunity had turned into a formal offer. Significant raise, equity options, leadership role. I'd accepted. My wife had found out through a Facebook post someone had made congratulating me. You got a new job? Yeah. When were you going to tell me? I'm telling you now. This is insane. You make major life decisions without even consulting me. Like you consulted me before telling your mother we'd host Thanksgiving? Or before signing us up for that timeshare presentation? Or before. Those are not the same thing. You're right. Those were unilateral decisions that affected both of us. This is a decision about my career that affects primarily me. We're married. Your career affects me. Then maybe you should have acted like it mattered before now. She'd gone pale. What does that mean? It means for years you treated my professional growth as an inconvenience. Now that I'm successful without your support, you want to be involved. It doesn't work that way. I always supported you. You tolerated me. There's a difference. I grabbed my keys. Where are you going? Out. I'd driven to a coffee shop, ordered black coffee, and sat outside. My phone had buzzed repeatedly. I'd ignored it. Around 9, Trevor had called. Hey man, saw the announcement. Congratulations. Thanks. You celebrating? Not really. Everything okay? Complicated. Woman troubles? Something like that. You want to grab a drink? Yeah, actually I do. We'd met at a bar downtown. I told him a sanitized version of what was happening. So you're getting divorced? Probably. How do you feel about that? Relieved. Sad. Guilty. All of it. Guilty what? Because part of me is glad. Part of me has been waiting for permission to leave. And now you're giving it to yourself. Yeah. He'd raised his glass. To new chapters. I'd clinked my glass against his. To new chapters. When I'd gotten home, the house was dark. Her car was in the driveway. I'd found a note on the kitchen counter. I'm staying at my sister's for a few days. I need space to think. We should talk when I get back. I'd read it twice, then set it down. The house felt different without her in it. Peaceful. That told me everything I needed to know. Those 3 days were revelatory. I'd forgotten what it was like to be completely relaxed in my own home. No walking on eggshells, no monitoring moods, no bracing for conflict. I'd cooked meals I wanted to eat, watched shows I wanted to watch, worked late without guilt, slept soundly. By day 3, I knew. This wasn't temporary relief. This was what I wanted permanently. She'd come back on Sunday afternoon. I was in the living room, reading. Hey, hey. She'd sat down across from me. I've been thinking a lot. Me too. I don't want to lose you. I know I haven't been perfect, but I love you. I think we can fix this. I'd closed the book. I don't. Don't what? I don't think we can fix this. I don't think I want to. Her face had crumpled. Please don't do this. I'm not doing anything. This is just reality. We're not compatible. We haven't been for a long time. We can go to more counseling. We can work on it. I don't want to work on it. I'm tired of working on it. I'm tired of fighting to be myself in my own marriage. So that's it. You've made up your mind. Yeah. She'd sat there, tears streaming down her face. When did you become so cold? When being warm meant being weak. That's not what it meant. It's what it felt like. She'd wiped her eyes. I'll move out. I'll stay with my sister while we figure out the details. Okay. That's all you have to say? What do you want me to say? I want you to fight. I want you to care. I did fight. For years. You just didn't notice because I was fighting myself, not you. She'd stood up. I hope you're happy. I will be. That had been the cruelest thing I could have said. Not because it was mean, but because it was true. She'd left that night. The divorce process was surprisingly civil. We'd both wanted it done quickly. No kids, assets split fairly, no drama. 6 months later, it was finalized. I'd moved into a new condo downtown. Smaller, but mine. The new job was everything I'd hoped for. I was leading a team, making real money, building something significant. I'd started dating again, casually. Nothing serious, just remembering what it felt like to be wanted without being needed. One night, I'd run into her at a mutual friend's party. She looked good, seemed happy. Hey, how have you been? Good. Really good actually. You? Same. I'm seeing someone. That's great. Awkward pause. I wanted to say I'm sorry, she'd said. For my part in how things ended. I appreciate that. I'm sorry too. Are you happy? I'd considered the question. Yeah, I am. She'd smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. Good. You deserve that. So do you. She nodded and moved on. Later, the friend who'd hosted had pulled me aside. She's been asking about you. Oh yeah. She seems surprised you're doing so well. Why would that surprise her? I think she expected you to fall apart. She told someone you were codependent, that you needed her more than she needed you. I'd laughed. Funny how that worked out. She's struggling a bit. The guy she's seeing is fine, but she keeps comparing him to you. Says he's not ambitious enough. Ironic. Yeah, I think she realizes what she had now that it's gone. That's usually how it works. I'd left the party early. Not because seeing her bothered me, but because I had an early morning meeting. My life had momentum now, and I wasn't going to slow down for nostalgia. 3 months later, she'd texted. Hey, I know this is random, but I've been thinking about us a lot lately. Do you think we gave up too easily? I'd stared at the message for a long time. A year ago, that text would have unraveled me. Now it was just words on a screen. No, I think we held on too long. 3 dots appeared, then disappeared. Then, you're probably right. Take care of yourself. You too. That was the last time we communicated. I'd heard through mutual friends that she'd gotten engaged a year later. I'd felt nothing but mild curiosity about who'd managed to meet her standards. My own life had evolved beyond recognition. The quiet detachment that had started as survival had become my foundation. I'd learned to protect my peace, to invest in myself, to walk away from anything that required me to shrink. The promotion, the divorce, the rebuild, it all traced back to that moment in the kitchen when I'd simply stopped reacting. When I'd chosen silence over surrender. People ask me sometimes if I regret how it ended, if I wish I'd fought harder for the marriage. The truth is, I did fight. I fought the hardest battle there is, the one against your own conditioning, your own need to be needed, your own fear of being alone. And I won. Not because I destroyed her or proved her wrong, but because I built a life that didn't require her validation to feel real. She'd thought my silence meant I was finished. She'd celebrated what she thought was my defeat, my withdrawal, my end. What she didn't understand was that the silence was the sound of me beginning, of foundations being poured, of strategies being formed, of a man remembering who he was before he learned to apologize for taking up space. By the time she realized what was happening, I was already gone. Not physically, that came later, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I'd left the building while she was still arguing with a ghost. And when I finally walked out for real, I walked into a life I'd built in secret. One she couldn't touch, couldn't diminish, couldn't make small. I don't hate her. I don't think about her much at all anymore. She was a chapter, an important one, but just a chapter. The book continues, and every page gets better. Because I'm writing it now. Not us. Just me. And that makes all the difference.